Remember when Donald Trump said to black people, vote for me, what have you got to lose? Remember that? About a week or so ago, I did a video surrounding that statement. And in that video, I listed everything that black people lost when Donald Trump was elected president in 2016. I'll link it down in the comment section so you guys can go back and see it. You may not have seen it because, of course, it was heavily suppressed here on TikTok. Anywho, of course, I'm watching Morning Joe Scarborough, and Mika Brzezinski this morning. And they have Reverend Al Sharpton on this morning. Donald Trump gave a speech to the NRA on yesterday, and during that speech, he tells his supporters that he's done more for black people than Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, who gave black people, the slaves, their freedom. Donald Trump says he's done more than Abraham Lincoln. And of course, Reverend Al Sharpton had some things to say about that. And the reason why I brought up the video that I did a week or so ago is because he lists the very same things that I listed. Take a listen.
That happened on Saturday at an NRA conference. Donald Trump again claimed he is the best president for Black Americans, and that he did more for the Black community as president than Abraham Lincoln, who, of course, abolished slavery. Take a look.
And likewise, we're doing record numbers with the African-American voters. They are tired of what's happening to them. And honestly, there's been no president since Abraham Lincoln, and perhaps in a certain way, including Abraham Lincoln, but there's been no president since Abraham Lincoln that has done more for the black individual in this country than President Donald J. Trump. There's been nobody, not even close.
Well, you know, that statement is an insult to the intelligence of the American voters of all races. Donald Trump, under his presidency, nominated 3 justices that he takes credit for ending women's right to choose. These same 3 justices helped to change voting rights forever, taking out certain parts of the voting rights bill, and ended affirmative action. That's what Donald Trump did. We had record black unemployment. He gave a fraction of what Joe Biden has given to HBCUs. So for him to say that he did more for blacks than Barack Obama, than FDR, than Eisenhower, I'm talking about Republican and Democrat, and more than Barack Obama, he didn't do more than George Bush, who I marched on as every opportunity that I had. So for him to say that is to say that we're stupid. And let me also say this. For him to float out there that he's thinking of trying to appeal to black voters by putting someone like Tim Scott on the ticket, I dare Donald Trump to put Tim Scott on the ticket. Tim Scott was the one that helped to sabotage the George Floyd bill. He, Kamala Harris, and the senator from New Jersey were supposed to be the ones to bring it together, and Scott stopped it. Scott also opposed many of our efforts in the civil rights community. So be my guest, Donald. Think you can placate us with somebody that just genuflects to you rather than serves their constituents.
Senator Tim Scott stood in the way of so many policies and legislation that Democrats were trying to pass. Once it hit the Senate, Tim Scott was the roadblock. You know, we often say that when shit goes wrong in America, it's black people who suffer the worst. The Donald Trump presidency is a perfect example of that, because under Donald Trump, black women lost bodily autonomy. Under Donald Trump, black people lost big chunks of the Voting Rights Act that worked to protect black people and their right to vote. helped protect them from suppression. Under Donald Trump, black people lost affirmative action, even though white women heavily benefited from it. Black people lost another protection. Under Donald Trump, historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, were poorly funded. That happened under Donald Trump. Under Donald Trump, black unemployment skyrocketed. Black people weren't able to find jobs. That happened under Donald Trump. One of the things that we most wanted was protection from the police, and the George Floyd Policing Act would have done that. It passed the House, but Donald Trump's sycophant, Tim Scott, blocked it in the Senate. We lost that because of Donald Trump. But hey, he offered us gold sneakers, right? He offered us that. Yeah, and he said that he tried to connect with us because his ass got arrested and he had a mugshot. So yeah, he thought he could connect with us on that level. Yeah. Tell me again, white America, what did you lose under Donald Trump? Does your list compare to what black people lost because of Donald Trump? As you sit in your privilege, advocating for another country while black people here in this country are suffering. Y'all have a fantastic day.